everybody, it's Amy, also known as Aussie Stitcher in Texas, here on Flosstube and over on Instagram, joining you on this May 31st with my Flosstube update number 25. This is everything pretty much that I stitched in the month of May. I worked on 10 projects, I finished 2 things, I started 4 things, so it's been quite the busy month for me and I'm quite proud of myself, to be honest. Filming this just a day early. Normally I would film this on the 1st, but I'm actually leaving from Mexico tomorrow, so there will be no Flosstube filming tomorrow. But so happy to be here with you all. I hope you're staying cool if you're in hotter parts of the country like I am, and if it's getting cold where you are, I hope you stay warm. So let's jump right into it. First off, let's start with my finishes. So as per usual, over the last couple months, I've been working on my Birthstone Gnomes by Stitch, and I worked on the May gnome this month. So here is the finish. This is on 28 counts, just Monaco that I picked up from Michael's, using all the called for DMC. One change I did make was I've got some CXC, so I used that for the white. But I am stitching these for my friends. And this is May. I actually have to do 2 Mays, so you'll see this one again pretty much at some point. But I think I'm going to stitch June next, just to break it up. But that was my start and finish, and that's the 4th gnome I think I've done so far. So I've done February, August, September, and May, yes. So I still have 1 more May, June, and then October for myself. So that's all finished. The second finish I have done is my Celebrate Halloween by Madam Chantilly. Here's what it looks like the last time you saw it. So I was pretty much almost finished with this last time. I just had the words to do at the bottom, and this was a Whip Go call, so I finished this, and here it is. So all complete. This is stitched on a 40 count verdal by Bestitchme in the color Bronze Age. And I still have a good amount left over at the bottom and even some at the side. I did a good job with positioning this one. This is using all the called for. I didn't make any changes to this, apart from I had the spiders positioned kind of wrong, so their legs look a little funky. But yeah, that is finish number 2 for the month of whatever month we're in, May, yes. So, oh my goodness, I ironed this and I want to hang it back up nicely so I don't have to iron it again whenever I decide to fully finish it. So just trying to get it out of the way, but smooth. Okay, the next ones, let's start with my new starts. So of the 3 remaining new starts that are still current whips, let's start with a long dog sampler. So I am doing You Belong to Me by Long Dog Samplers. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. I started this on what is the, get ready to feel old, some people, 25th anniversary of the release of The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser version, the only good version if I'm honest. So I started that, and yeah, old, but yeah, first long dog, so there's no before picture, but here is where I'm up to. So I wanted to put 2,000 stitches in, and I got a little over 2,000, I think. Where is it? Yeah, 2,045. This is 40 count verdal by Bestitchme in the color Gold Rush, and the color I am using is, sorry, I was already open. Oh people, Friday afternoon, I'm ready for a wine. Oh my God, I don't even have the color written on here. I'm sorry, but I have all the rest of them. 3842 is the color I'm using. All DMC, but here's where we're up to. So it's nice, you know, one color. I thought about doing a variegated, and I'm glad I didn't. Oh, I'll pick that up later, because this is my first time stitching a long dog, so I wouldn't know where to, and for anybody who stitches a long dog, I will take any advice you're willing to give. So like, I kind of did, I was like, do I do Royal Rose? But then I'm like, I don't want all these hanging threads when it's one color, you know? So I kind of just stitched wherever, which would bug me if I had to use a variegated floss, because I'd be so worried about the colors and stuff like that. So I'm glad I picked a solid. So that way I don't have to worry about any variegation. And if I need to, you know, because normally I stitch, I think Dutch style, where you go all the way over and then you come all the way back, whereas with a variegated you're going one at a time. Well, sometimes with this, I need to stitch that one at a time just to get to where I need to get, and sometimes it makes more sense to go back and forth. So this way I don't have to worry about any of that. But yeah, these random lines do have some backstitch that'll go in at some point that make them look like birds. So they're not just random lines in the middle of the piece. Okay, so that was new start number 2. Next up, new start number 3. Because I finished one of my Madame Chantillys, I decided to start another Madame Chantilly, and that is Celebrate Summer. So these, I love stitching these trays. They're so much fun. But this one I decided to change up a little bit and do on not as so much neutral fabric, on a colored fabric. And this was the last fabric of the month I got from Bestitchme. So this is 40 count again, because otherwise these trays would be absolutely massive. Verdal in April Showers. And I am using all the called for colors, but I'm doing a mix of DMC and CXC here. So that's where I'm at. This was like 4 days of stitching. I was flying. So cool. And I'm very happy with this fabric choice. Something different. You know, I noticed I'd been working on a lot of kind of more neutral fabrics, just with, you know, what I had on the go and what I had been picking. So it was nice to get a color fabric to work on. All right, next up, the final new start for the month. Out goes one Halloween piece, in comes another Halloween piece, and that is Witch's Hallow by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So this, should I get it without the glare? This I got from the Halloween box last year. I'm not sure if it's available yet, normal purchase, but I have it and it is lovely. So I am doing this on a 32 count lugana in the color Rubious by, is it Rubious? Yeah, Rubious by Under the Sea Fabrics. And here's where I'm at. Lots of progress on this because it's so much block just back and forth, so it absolutely flies. I'm probably going to keep working on this tonight, so this will get a little bit more progress. And I am using CXC for all but one color that only had like 70 stitches, so I wasn't going to buy a whole skein. And it is thick. Like, look at this black. There is nothing to be seen. Nothing, no fabric peeking through. It is thick and I love it. Sometimes, not gonna lie, it's a pain in the rear to thread the needle because it is a little bit more fuzzy, but worth it to get that coverage, that great coverage. Okay, so those are all the new starts. Let's move into my regular whips. And first off, we have one of my monthly pieces that I do, and that is my Halloween Quaker, which will look like this when it's finished. Here's what it looked like the last time that you saw it. I am doing this on a 40 count verdal by Bestitchme in the color Tsunami. I know you can sense a theme. And here is where we're at. I'm gonna pull her back here. So my goal on this is to do 1,000 stitches a month in order to see a finish by September so that I can have it up and out for October. However, because I kind of go motif by motif, if a motif, some months I'm doing over 1,000 and some months I'm doing under 1,000. This month was under 1,000 just because of the motifs that I worked on. But I'm still ahead of schedule actually to finish. So I really only have that kind of empty quadrant you see. And then over here where these spiders are, there's some back stitch, but they're long stitches. So I don't want to do them until the end. So I don't have to worry about them pulling or anything as I'm putting it in and out of the Q-snap. So that is Halloween Quaker. Look at me putting things away as I go, so tidy. Next up is a soda stitch. It is Pop-Up Store Cafe. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. So cute, these little soda stitch patterns. So much back stitch, but the back stitch makes it absolutely amazing. Here's where it looked like the last time that you saw it. This is again a 40 count verdal by Bestitchme. And here is where we are at. So I came down, I mean, a lot of white fill-in. I did over 2,000 stitches on this as well. Did I? No, I didn't. Almost 1,600. But it was a lot of white. And then I pulled some of the back stitch down here. I actually got this into a Q-snap because my margins were quite tight at the top, but I got it into the Q-snap. I can get it in there now. The back stitch on the, like here, I think because I'm doing 40 count, isn't the clearest, but I'm okay with it because look how amazing it looks on like these coffee cups. And then I'm tempted to kind of back stitch her last because the back stitch on the people looks amazing. But that is where we're at. And I've done this is my second pop-up store. If anybody wants to see, that's the bookstore. So that's what all the back stitch, like when you see the back stitch on in person, how good it looks. These are so cute. I think I'm going to eventually, because I want to try, if I want to do more, I'm going to put them on this fabric just to have them all in one place, making sure hopefully that I may leave enough margin. I may eventually like throw them in a little square frame and maybe take them to work for something to look, you know, fun to look at when I have to be in the office, which thankfully is only 2 days a week. I'm very lucky. Next up is one of my Heaven and Earth designs. This is Faces of Fairy 193 by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, or the White Swan. I have completed the companion piece for this one, and now I'm doing the White Swan. So I've done the Black Swan. Here's what it looked like the last time that you saw it. Let me make this a little smaller. She's out of the Q-snap now, and here she is. God, that looks, all that confetti that's like up in here, and her eye, and like down here. The way kind of you get that glare of the eye. Worth it in the end. Pain in the rear while you're doing it, but worth it in the end. This is a 16 count aida using all the called for DMC. The other one I did on a 32 count lugana, so they'll be the same size at the end of the day. I just wanted to do this one on aida. And I'm doing this in the Royal Rose method, but I'm going to go page by page. So I have one more lot of 2 and page 1 will be done. I don't know if I want to go across to then get the second eye in so it doesn't look so odd, or if I come down. So not sure what I'll do. Might be nice to have both eyes, but then no, the swan is on this side in this one. Yeah. And I know that's going to be confetti hell. So part of me wants to like come over, come down, come back, maybe. We'll see. I'll probably forget I had that plan and then just start stitching at some point. It's usually what happens. But that is that piece. Okay, next up was my other whip go call for the month. The first whip go call was to finish the Madam Chantilly Halloween tray. Second one is was my twisted rainbow sampler. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. The whip go call was to work on and complete one color. I'm getting towards the end now where that one color was less than 1,000 stitches. If I haven't done it already, that's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And then this one, I need to come back. Oh God. Ooh, I do it over here. There we go. So look at this color transition. It is absolutely beautiful. I only have, I think, 3 colors left now. So I think next time I pull this out, I may just strive for a finish, or at least to do more than one color. Whew. Love that. That's on a 28 count, just black lugana from 123 Stitch. That, no idea what I'm going to do with when I'm finished, but I mean, I don't stitch to end up hanging all these things up always. Sometimes they're just for me to look at. Okay, and then my final work in progress for the month of May is my, again, monthly piece that I work on. It's Alternative Reality by Josephine Wall. charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Here's what it looks like the last time that you saw it. My goal on this is to work on it every month for 2,000 stitches, plus if it gets called in whip go, whatever the whip go call is in addition to the 2,000. Because I want to finish this in 5 years, not in 50. So here is where we are at. So this I'm doing Royal Rose method, but I'm going like all the way across, kind of typewriter style. But look at this. Let me move some of these hanging threads. Look how good it looks. So I've got the beginning of, I've got her head over here, and then the beginning, I think, actually no, I'm not gonna finish that sentence because I actually don't. I think that's just more of this gray kind of background on this side. Can't wait till this is finished. So this I think is the last of the little light things because that's confetti hell. Again, I like I mean, confetti is there for a reason. It gives you these amazing effects, but I hate confetti. Absolutely hate it. I don't think you'll ever find me doing a max color chart purely for that reason of, I just don't want to be changing colors every 2 minutes, you know? Sometimes I don't even get 2 minutes out of a color. It's one stitch and then away it goes, and one stitch, away it goes. And that's just not for me. Okay, so that is everything that I worked on this month. If that's all you're here for, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, thank you to all my subscribers. I forgot to say that this morning. Thank you for anybody new who's watching and who continues to watch me. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Just a quick segment now on plans. This may be an under 20-minute video and the little bit of haul that I have. Let's start with haul. So I am in 2 Fabric of the Month clubs, Bestitchme, as you can see by my lots of projects I use with that, and Under the Sea fabric. So the Bestitchme fabric literally just got delivered about an hour ago, which is why I'm filming this later in the day. It's the 40 count verdal, and this month's color is Grey Magic. I have been wanting this one for a while because I don't have a lot of grays. I've got so many like neutral tanny colors that I really wanted some grays. So I'm glad I got this one. Don't have any plans for it right now, but good to have it in the stash. And then this is it might be last month's Under the Sea fabrics. Her months get at, because if she gets busy, she won't, you know, she'll skip a month. So I'm not sure what month this is, but this is chamomile. And from her, I get, what do I get? I get 32 count lugana. Because it's got kind of a pinky tone to it. That's not really showing more orangey on camera, but in person it looks more pinky. Kind of like that. No, it's not. It's a color the camera does not like. So that is my haul for this month. Like I said, not a lot. I don't have any charts in my list that I'm planning on buying anytime soon. So moving on to plans. So the Whip Go calls were made a couple of days ago. They are number 2 and 25. So for me, number 2 is Owl Forest, to work on my Owl Forest piece for 500 stitches. So I will be doing that. And then to work on October by the Cricket Collection for 2 letters. So for that one, I've got OCT. So I'll be working on O and B. That O is massive because there's like the O, but then there's also a moon and a house, and that's going to be a lot of stitches. And I have less time to stitch this month because I'm going to Mexico tomorrow. It's not going to be, you know, I'm there for about, when do I come back? I'm there for about 5 days. And it's kind of a work trip. So I'm not going to have a lot of downtime to stitch. So that'll be 5 days kind of out of my schedule. That will affect my numbers. But I am planning on, I'm one of those people that when I do travel for work, my chances to stitch are very, very low, usually on the plane. And I don't always like stitching on the plane. I just sometimes just don't feel it. But I feel like it's one of those things where if I don't take a piece, something will happen that will give me a lot of time to stitch and I won't have a piece to stitch. So then I'll just be most likely on TikTok for 8 hours. But then if I bring a piece, I'll have no time to stitch. So it's kind of, I'd rather bring the piece and not have to not have the time to stitch on it, then not bring the piece and all of a sudden have this time for some reason. So I will be bringing probably the gnome, the June gnome piece, because that's little and I can put that in the nudge hoop, which is smaller than a Q-snap and all of that stuff. So it'll just be, it's a good travel piece, something of that size. So, and you know, a 28 count white, very easy to see, and so I don't have to bring lighting, and because it's little with the nudge, it won't bug me to hold it, because you know, I'm obviously not going to bring a table stand or anything like that with me. But it'll be my first time in Mexico, so I'm looking forward to that and getting some sun, because your girl is very pale. Hopefully I'll remember to apply sunscreen and not let my Irish side betray me and just let me get sunburned. But that is my update. Thank you so much everybody for watching. Like I said before, I hope you have a fantastic June ahead, and be safe everybody. Bye.